Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your December bonus reading. We're just going to jump right in here and see what wants to come up for you. And this is just, we're going to do like a general Celtic cross style spread here and see what additional details want to come up for you for the rest of December. And that'll be that. So let's see here. And you have like a bunch of multiple cards wanting to pop out here, which is interesting as always. Could say that there's just like a lot of energy coming in for you or whatever. So you start off here, and I kind of feel like this month having a lot to do with the Ten of Wands. So I think that you are in like a very busy position, putting a lot of work into things and wondering how you're going to get everything done, basically. So, I definitely feel you're in this position of trying to get a lot done, trying to, there's like a lot of moving parts here. You do have like a lot of people showing up here. So again, don't be afraid to ask for help. It's funny that you have the Five of Wands here. Five of Wands is conflict and competition, but it can also represent learning from competition. It can represent, kind of like learning how to do whatever it is that you do in your life. And this could be from competition, like I said, so it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Personally, I like the Five of Wands. To me, the Five of Wands can say that there is some sort of treasure that you could be getting from competition. But not only that, the Ten of Wands kind of says that you're in the home stretch. He's about to reach his home here, his village back here, his home, and he's about to have a harvest. So personally, I think that this card, the Ten of Wands, is a good card. For your crossing energy, you have the Four of Swords and the Six of Cups here. Yeah, I mean, it's like the holiday season. The Six of Cups is a card of innocence and nostalgia. So you could just be very nostalgic at this time. There is like a little bit of a, I would say extra emotion going on for Pisces in the astrology. So some of you might be feeling emotional, just about whatever. It could be literally anything, and it doesn't even have to be anything from the past. I do feel like for some of you that you are just like hoping and praying that there are blessings. One thing I will say is like, I feel like the solution to this reading, I don't really feel there's anything bad about this reading. I think that this reading is saying that you are wanting to make some progress this month before we get into the new year. And I almost feel this is saying that there needs to be just a tiny bit more action. But it's not even just that you need to take action to experience more progress this month. I think it's the right actions. Four of Swords is kind of like hoping and praying for blessings. And I'm definitely not saying there are not blessings coming in for you. You are entering into a very blessed period of time, especially next year. But what I would say is I kind of feel like you need to not hope and pray, and I feel like you need to put action into something. I do kind of like the Six of Cups because Six of Cups to me can be obstacles being removed from your path. It's like a gift from the universe. So there could be like some sort of gift or like some sort of blessing. But again, we're going to clarify and see. In the area of what's on your mind, you have the World card. So it's like you're thinking about accomplishments. I think that you are, again, I would say that this year is, entering into 2024, there's a lot of opportunity for accomplishment for you. These accomplishments are not going to just magically happen, as I always say. So you're going to have to put the work in, but I do feel that you are at least thinking about kind of creating your own reality. The World, this lady in the middle, she is a sorceress, and she has those two wands there, which she is using to create her own reality, which she is using to create her own world. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are kind of like working on creating your own reality. I do feel like you need to be a little bit selfish with that Five of Wands. Like I don't get anything bad, but here's what I will say. Here's where things will be bad for you Pisces is when, people are, tugging on your heartstrings, or, people are asking you for help when you can't help them, but you're a Pisces, so you probably will feel like you need to help them anyway. So I feel like kind of like learning the word no is going to be very important for you here this month, December. We go down to the Five of Wands to the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. So, don't put yourself in prison, basically, by, sacrificing your own needs for another person. I really do feel that you need to help yourself at this time because, again, I would say that your astrology is like you're putting yourself in a very good position where you will be able to help a lot of people in the very near future, but like not if you sacrifice the ability to, make the changes necessary to get to that place in the first place. So, hope that makes sense, but that's kind of like where things are going for you. You have the Strength card here. This is showing up in your foundation. I love it. She is taming this lion, which is her inner beast. That lion kind of represents her inner beast, her inner critic, and she is getting that lion to submit to her. So it really says to me that you are kind of like in this position where you have maybe conquered your inner voice or your inner demons or your inner beast. And now I kind of feel like you are maybe expressing that to the world, that you have conquered your, inner challenges or whatever the case may be. And I really feel you're moving forward here. Again, I have a feeling that the clarification is going to be, much better because, to me, that having that strength card in your foundation says you've overcome a lot. Having the Nine of Wands in your past says you've overcome a lot. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. He's grabbing onto that wand in front of him and he's moving forward. A lot of you are probably just moving forward. I feel like you're just kind of like on this journey. You've done a lot. This is like the typical Piscean story, right? He's got those 8 wands behind him. He's done a lot of things in his life that haven't worked, but he's like the little engine that could, right? I think I said that to you in a reading a couple months ago or like a couple weeks ago. I don't remember, but I said that you are kind of like the little engine that could. I feel like you are kind of just not giving up, which is a good thing, and you're continuing to push forward. But again, it's kind of like the energy you're moving past, so that would tell me that you are healing as well. In the very near future, you have the 5 wands. Again, I do feel like there could be conflict as well. I feel like this conflict is you feeling conflicted about helping people, like I said. I also feel like you need to look at, don't shy away from competition. It's like I do feel that a lot of you... I get this feeling that there's things that you want to do in life, and I feel there is a lot of competition for these things, whatever it is. Could be love, could be business, could be your health. But I feel like this is saying you need to do it anyway. I always say that these people on the 5 wands, they're using sticks to fight, they're not using swords. So they're learning how to fight. They're training, and I feel for a lot of you that really this is talking about education and learning how to be successful with whatever it is that you want to do, and I would learn as much as you can. Over the next few months, you have the 8 of Swords. Again, 8 of Swords is self-imposed restriction. I feel like this can be avoided, plain and simple. I feel that you need to realize that there are many ways to do things. I do feel like you could be getting frustrated, when you come up with an idea and it doesn't work, especially in work or business. But, whatever it is you're doing, it doesn't matter. Like I said, this could be anything. And I feel like there are those types of frustrations where it's like you have these ideas, you put work into things, and then they don't work out. I really don't have a good answer for you other than I think you just need to try something else. But I also wouldn't be too quick to give up on something that you think is a good idea. So if you're thinking about launching a business or starting a YouTube channel or, working on something, a project, whatever it is, I feel like this is saying don't just give up, on something that you think is a good idea. It probably is a good idea. I think what you need to do is kind of go back to the drawing board here and look at the things that maybe you are not doing. It's like I did this 60-day challenge where I helped people build their YouTube channels or whatever social media they wanted. And I just noticed I literally showed people exactly what to do. And a lot of the people that didn't find success did not do it. Right. And I'm not picking on those people or anything like that. And I'm offering feedback. I'm helping them. So it's not like, again, I'm not picking on them, but it's just interesting that I literally showed them exactly what to do, and the ones that didn't find success didn't do it, which they just haven't learned it yet, right? So what I would say here is that I feel like that 8 of Swords is saying there might be things I do this, I'm not perfect, right? So like I said, I'm not picking on these people. I'm sure someone's gonna come at me. So before you come at me, I'm not picking on these people, okay? I'm making a point in the video. But what I would say is Pisces make me spicy lately. But what I would say is that, again, it's sometimes I think we just look over things. And like I said, I do this a lot where I kind of overlook something that I should be paying attention to. I miss it and then things don't work out, right? So I kind of get that feeling here with the 8 of Swords where it's maybe you are putting the work in, because you clearly are, I feel, especially with the Strength card here and the 10 of Wands, but it's the little things that you might be missing, and so I can't tell you what that is. 5 wands, study your competition. What are they doing that you're not, right? And it's not about comparing yourself. It's about just, kind of filling in the gaps. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the 8 of Cups and the King of Cups. I feel like you're walking away from people that make you feel bad, is what I feel like this is saying. And this is not just love. This is anything in your life. I feel like you're kind of, walking away from situations that cause you problems. This could be people, places, or things. I think that you're very focused on your environment and what you need to do to make sure that you surround yourself, with positive connections, positive surroundings, positive people, positive situations. And I just really see you paying attention. It's I'm not really getting anything here except that you're paying attention to how situations make you feel. It's funny that it's coming up in the area of relationships, but in my head, it's just saying your relationship to anything. This could be people, places, or things. And I feel like you're sitting in your power here, King of Cups. So you're coming up in a very strong position. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Hangman. I actually kind of like this. You're feeling like yourself. You're showing up as yourself here. Whenever you show up as yourself, this puts you in a position of power and strength. I also do feel you're gaining a lot of knowledge. Again, he's hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. And we go here where it's like you need to learn something and then you have learned something. So I really love that. With the Queen of Wands, I don't know. I feel really good about you ending with the Queen of Wands. Number one, if you want love, I feel they're not really love reading, but I do feel like there could be a fire sign coming in for some of you. It could be a Leo and I think this has come up for you before. It's like all of a sudden there's just like Leo in your energy. So whatever. And if you don't want a Leo, good. Go date someone else, right? I don't care. Number two, what I would say is that I feel like this is your energy. I feel like you are being bold, being assertive, kind of putting in work. She needs to be bold and assertive, but I feel like you are. And she is also, kind of like she learns as she goes. Let's put it that way. And I almost feel like the universe is trying to get you to be more comfortable learning as you go, like not needing to know all the answers. It's like you come up with an idea. The Queen of Wands, she just feels good about something that she wants to do, and she just goes and does it. And she doesn't need to know how or why. She needs to not care what people think. She has that black cat on her card. The black cat literally represents the fact that she does not care what anyone around her thinks about what she's doing. She does it anyway. So, of course, I'm telling you right now, Pisces, for the next 20 years, you could make $1 billion and people are going to tell you, oh, like, that business you have is risky. And you know what I mean? Just pull out a couple $100 and light it on fire in front of them and say that was risky, So, like, again, it doesn't matter what you're doing. People are going to tell you what you're doing is risky. And I would just ignore it. You have the Ten of Wands, the whatever this was, Four of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Again, 2 cards clarifying. You have the Magician and the Queen of Swords. There is definitely an element of you kind of creating your own reality in this reading because you have that World card and this Magician card. The Queen of Swords says that you see things clearly. I really feel this is you. I kind of feel like you have a clearer vision of what you want your future to look like. And, I kind of feel like you just have to work backwards. It's like you have to imagine what your future, amazing life will look like. And then you have to work backwards from there. And you have to start at like the smallest piece. And if you do that, you will build your perfect life very, very quickly. So, I would start working on that. And just like work on the small things. I think there's a great book. Well, actually, it's not that great. I do like it, but it's not that great of a book. But it's called The Slight Edge, and to me, it was very repetitive. I like the information. Don't get me wrong. Like I think it's very valuable information in the book, but I think it could have been much shorter, or at least in my brain, it could have been. But the whole point of the book is that you make tiny little improvements every single day, and they add up. And yeah, it's very obvious advice, but most people don't do it. So again, I think that book, you could probably look up a summary here on YouTube and get enough out of it, but you might want to go watch a summary about it or something because, again, that's what I would be doing if I were you, is like I would have the big vision and, especially Neptune going direct and also Jupiter going direct for you is going to be amazing as well, Pisces, even though it's in Taurus. For some of you, it might be in your second house, depending on when you were born. So, it might have, Taurus, might be part of your second house is what I'm trying to say. And depending on when you were born, like I said, so you're going to have to know your own chart. But what I would say is that, regardless, doesn't matter. It's going to be amazing. But again, I think that slight edge, type of activity is going to be very good for you this month. With the World card, you have the Page of Swords. Yep, needing to be curious at this time. Everybody gets this. And, I think we're in a time of curiosity where if you become interested in something and you look into it, there could be a lot of benefits. So again, with the learning here with the Five of Wands, I would learn as much as you can. With the Strength card, you have the Knight of Cups. Like, are you kidding me? Strength, Leo, Knight of Cups on this Leo here. There's like a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. And whether it's a Leo or not, it doesn't matter. It could be any sign. It could just be a person with a lot of Leo on their chart as well. But I do feel there could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. Could be this month, Pisces, literally. And I don't think it, starts like right away. It could be one of those things where you start out as friends. You even go to the Five of Wands here, which doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's going to be conflict in the situation. But it could just represent the fact that maybe you start as friends or you take things slow. And it is kind of popping into my head if you want love. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords here. A lot of swords energy at the end here, or at the, kind of at this part right here, which is interesting. The Knight of Swords is a card of like building momentum. And, that's what I feel for you. It can represent hasty energy or rushing, but I feel like you need to focus on things that build momentum. in your life. I also feel like you need to focus on more stuff that does work for you is what I'm getting. That could be anything, right? That could be like doing YouTube videos for your business that last for a long time. That could be like, it's like, I don't know. I don't have any good ideas, but, think about it. It's like if there are things that you can do where it's like you work on it once and it kind of provides a result, but this could be in any area of your life. Again, it could be like your health. It could maybe you're like food prepping or something like that. Or, it's like I see something about time here. I don't know. That's how it's popping into my head as like time, but also something that kind of works for you is the words I'm getting. You're going to have to make sense of that one. With the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords here. Nine of Swords is like a never-ending nightmare, so I would be careful of getting stuck in any like past situations or anything like that. You do have the Six of Cups here, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands. If you have a past person that's trying to cause conflict or anything like that, I would definitely be careful of that energy for sure. Nine of Swords also says be careful of comfort zones. And although with the Eight of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords, and Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with. So some of you could be like completely closing out a cycle here. Could be any cycle, doesn't have to be love. Could be anything in your life, but it's like something clearly could be coming to an end. I don't think it has to be a bad thing. It probably is something that's been keeping you stuck anyway with that Eight of Swords. So, again, if you're closing out a cycle, I think that it could be a good thing. The Nine of Swords also, but again, I want to stress, not just in love, but in like work and business and everything else you do. Nine of Swords says that you could be in a comfort zone and you need to leave a comfort zone to kind of move forward. Here you go, with the, whatever this was here, the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. So, really, really good energy. And this is what you are walking towards. Again, Ten of Pentacles, everything you want and desire. It's almost like you could end a situation right now if you're in like a round cycle with a person. You could just end it and make this happen faster. The Ten of Pentacles, everything you want and desire in your life, or like a very solid connection. I also feel cleaning up your environment. Like I said, I was getting something there in that section, that it's like your relationship to things, cleaning up your relationship to things, money, you're cleaning up your relationship to your environment, like the energy around you and things, just everything is popping into my head there. And again, maybe, I don't think this like is saying like, oh, your relationship to something is bad. I think it's not like a good or a bad thing. I think it's more a thing of, does something add to your life or subtract from your life? And, are there certain activities and things that move the needle forward in your life more, that make things more better? It's like, can you do more of those things and less of the things that steal from you? I think that's like the one way ticket to the Ten of Pentacles is what this reading is saying. With the Hangman, you have the Fool. Amazing. Because we have the World here. I love readings that go from the World to the Fool. Literally, in the Major Arcana, we go from the Fool to the World, and then we start all over again as the Fool. So there's clearly like a positive new beginning coming in for you. I really feel this like, again, it's like, that's what I'm going to title this reading, One Way Ticket to the Ten of Pentacles, because it's like, I think that's what this is saying, but it's like not necessarily going to be easy either. I want to stress that you're going to have to leave a comfort zone, end cycles, have new beginnings, stuff like that. With that Queen of Wands there, you have the Two of Swords. Yes, it's like everybody sees this world in front of them, right? And there's always a new island behind her on the Two of Swords. And so I feel like you are being a contrarian with the Fool card. I feel like you are doing things that people don't understand, which always comes up for you, Pisces. But that is literally your job as a Pisces, is to do things that, yeah, maybe people don't understand them, but you are meant to do them anyway. So, don't be afraid to kind of like march to the beat of your own drum. You have this Tankard card. It says celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Yeah, I would make sure that you're celebrating with people who are positive, who lift you up, and make sure you're spending time with people who are good for you and all that other stuff. Again, it's like, the holiday season, so make sure to enjoy that. You have this career card. I feel like you're growing in career or business, whatever you do. And again, if you're retired, this could be like you could be improving your finances in some way or something like that. But, again, I really do feel this is mostly talking about career. So there you go. You have this younger woman card. It says dealing with relationships, a younger woman. I always clarify these people cards. You have this elephant that says, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. I kind of feel like you are maturing. Like, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like this younger woman is you. And you could be a man or whatever. It's fine. And I don't think it's saying you're immature. But I do feel with the Nine of Wands in the area of your past, it's like you have matured maybe very quickly over the past few years. And, I think now you need to express this wisdom, literally part of your karma and your astrology moving forward. And you have the Hangman. Again, his head is glowing, but he's still stuck on the tree. So it's like he needs to set himself free and he needs to go use what he has learned. And I feel like that's kind of like what this is saying. You have this frying pan card that says trouble, accusations. I would be careful of someone rushing in and accusing you of things here. Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords. It's like, I think you've ended something. And it's like there could be a person coming back accusing you of things and, all this other stuff. So I would be careful of that, plain and simple. I'm going to pull another card for this one, but you have this scissors card that says disappointment in some affair. Again, that diagonal there. I like, again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think there are disappointments in the sense that things aren't working out like immediately, and I feel like you need to push past those points, Pisces. And you have the staff. It says you will be taken care of in difficult times. So again, a lot of people get this card now. And again, there's like weird astrology and things like that going on. So, again, I think externally it looks like things are challenging, but internally it's like things are fine for us. I think we're being protected and all that other stuff. But pretty interesting reading here. Like I said, I think that it's time for you to, work towards that Ten of Pentacles, which means I think you need, literally, if you have to write it down, like what your ultimate life would be, then I feel like you need to write it down as if like everything went perfectly and then bring it back all the way. Like, where do you need to start, right? And, again, if you do that and make those like slight edge improvements every single day, I think you're going to accomplish, you'll accomplish your Ten of Pentacles much faster than you think, even though you're only making like 1% improvements. But very interesting. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.